So, Mike, you are the Independent Republic of Mike Graham.
I am.
On Talk TV and Talk Radio. And you are part of this sort of mammoth sort of coronation coverage presentation team over the next few days on Talk TV, on the telly and the radio.
Exactly right, yeah. We've been all over it, and we will be all over it all the way through Saturday, ending with myself and Kevin O'Sullivan doing a 3 to 7 on Saturday night, or Saturday late afternoon, shortly before heading to the pub, by which time we can relax.
I was going to say, this is all about the finish line, isn't it?
It really is. Timing is everything. Yeah, no, it's been an amazing week already. I've been on a bus touring around London. We took one of those, those buses that you can get afternoon tea on.
Yeah.
Lovely people. They provided us with little finger sandwiches, some tea cakes, some Prosecco as well. And it was quite a long trip because the traffic wasn't great, right? So I said, look, I can't do 2.5 hours, but I can do maybe half an hour. I'll jump on and jump off. So they nominated me as the guy to come out of the Ritz Hotel in Piccadilly to hail the bus. And it's one of those old-fashioned route masters, which when I was a kid at school, used to jump on and off them. And then whenever you see the conductor, you just jump off it and get on the next one, so you didn't have to pay.
Very exciting.
So very exciting. And I came out of the Ritz to be greeted by Sharon Osbourne and a sort of gathering crowd of people who went, oh, look, it's Sharon Osbourne. And I said, this is the Ritz, not just one of the most beautiful hotels in London, but the first place where Charles and Camilla made their first public appearance together. So that kind of had a bit of a resonance. And then Sharon said, and this is our first public outing. And we went from there, went back on the bus, had a few glasses of champagne, went down to Hyde Park, hung around with members of the public, gave away for some mugs. And they did a royal quiz on the top of the bus. I mean, it was brilliant. It was really good. And then we tried something which I'd never tried before, which apparently in the last coronation, I know you like a historical fact. In the last coronation, they gave all the soldiers, because it was rainy and wet and horrible, a sugar cube dipped in brandy.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Which apparently keeps you going.
Yes.
So we all tried one of those. Actually, the brandy was fine. The sugar was horrendous, though, because you don't eat sugar anymore, do you?
No, not really.
Nobody eats sugar.
Sugar cubes used to be sort of standard fare for kids.
Yeah.
You go to a cafe, you
just take one, wouldn't you?
I'm all right. I'm okay for a sausage roll, Mum. I'll have the sugar cube.
I'll have a sugar cube.
Yeah.
And actually had this sugar cube, I was like, oh, because I used to take loads of sugar in my tea when I was a kid. Then we had the sugar shortage, and then my mother said, you can't have any more sugar. That was the 70s for you,
So in the ads for Talk TV's coverage...
Yes.
So Piers Morgan seems to have inhabited the role of Charles.
Yes.
And Sharon is Camilla.
He's got a load of medals, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And... then we have in the sort of background, we have Julia Hartley-Brewer.
Julia Hartley-Brewer's there, Tom Newton-Dunn.
Who would she be, do you think?
I think she looks a bit like a sort of a visiting countess.
Right.
She's got a bit of a tiara thing going on.
And in the edge, you're all garbed up,
We're all garbed up. I've got a sort of white tie, affair going on. I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be.
What do you think?
I'm hoping there's a few things I'm not. I mean, there's no Harry there, I don't think. Jeremy Carl's off to the side. He's obviously similar to me. He's attired in sort of white tie and tails.
Prince Edward-y, I think.
Could be Edward. I could be Edward. Yeah. But they didn't tell me they were doing it. So, they put these pictures together and I'm laughing. I'm the only one laughing.
They're big adverts as well, aren't they?
They're really huge, and they were all over the side of this bus as well.
I know.
And we were going around, and it was like something out of, Summer Holiday or something. It was quite funny.
Full-page ads in The Sun and The Times.
I mean, I was saying this to somebody yesterday. I said, if you told me a few years ago there's going to be a full-page ad of you in The Sun every day, at some point or in the future, I'd have gone, really? What? Are you
not
joking?
for doing anything wrong or not like a wanted thing.
No, exactly. Well, that point was made. You don't want to be in the Sun for the wrong reason.
See, I am envious of the fact that I'm not envious of the fact that you're going to do all this stuff. I can't wait to see you doing all the stuff on Talk TV and listening on Talk Radio, and I will be listening to bits and bobs, unquestionably. But I am jealous of what happens afterwards.
Yes.
Because when you work really hard together like that, and you're going to find out a load of things about each other, you're going to be on the air for so long, you'll forget you're on the air.
Yeah, you do.
And that's when you get the best broadcasting.
It really is. It's a conversation. I mean, that's what we try to do all the time at Talk TV. It's not about news necessarily. It's not about breaking events. It's about just chatting.
That's why Test Match Special works so well.
Yeah.
That's why Five Live's coverage of Wimbledon is so good, because they're on for so long. It's like, oh my goodness me, they're now living on the radio.
Yeah, and you're living in people's houses, and some of them are watching you, some of them are listening to you, some of them are driving around. I mean, it's a real privilege, actually.